The first sign something was wrong came not with a fight, not with a raised voice, but with a simple envelope. I remember it resting on our anniversary table, neatly sealed, with my name written in her handwriting. Lena smiled as she slid it across to me, that same smile that had once made me forget the rest of the world. "Open it," she said, her voice light, teasing. I tore it open, expecting a card or maybe a letter. What I saw instead froze me. Divorce papers. Fake, I later realized, but at the moment, my chest constricted, my stomach dropped, and 1,000 thoughts collided at once. My mind raced. This can't be real. She's joking, right? Lena, what is this? My voice shook, caught somewhere between anger and disbelief. She laughed. The sound too sharp to be innocent. It's a joke. Happy anniversary. I stared at her, still processing. A joke? Divorce papers? On our anniversary? The room felt suddenly too small, the air too thick. The laughter of the waiter bringing our champagne felt distant, almost mocking. My heart pounded as I held the papers in my hands. Try to gauge whether this was playful absurdity or something else entirely. In the days that followed, the doubt crept in quietly, like a shadow stretching across familiar spaces. Lena's phone buzzed constantly, and she became protective over it, taking calls in another room, walking away mid-conversation. She laughed at my jokes a second too late, seemed distracted, and sometimes I caught her staring at nothing as if hiding something. I tried to convince myself I was imagining it. Maybe it really was just a prank, one she had thought would be funny. Maybe I was just too sensitive. But the feeling gnawed at me, an itch I couldn't scratch, a whisper in the back of my mind that refused to go away. Then one night I saw it, her phone left unattended on the counter, the screen lighting up with a message preview. "Can't wait to see you tonight. Don't tell him." I froze. My pulse surged. The world narrowed to that single phrase. A betrayal I had suspected but had no proof of suddenly loomed, undeniable and terrifying. My fingers trembled as I unlocked the phone. Text after text revealed meetings, excuses, secret plans. The reality of what she'd been hiding hit me with a force I wasn't prepared for. The anniversary prank, the fake divorce papers, suddenly made sense. It wasn't just a joke. It was a test, a way to see my reaction, to gauge how far she could push me. My mind replayed that night over and over. Her smile, the papers, her laughter. What had I missed? What else had been a lie? Weeks of confusion followed. I questioned myself constantly. Had I been blind? Too trusting? Could I have missed the signs? And every memory of our years together now felt tainted. The quiet mornings with coffee, the small gestures of love, the way she used to rest her head on my shoulder, they all carried the sting of doubt. I began noticing inconsistencies in the little things. Her stories, her excuses, the way she answered questions with vague smiles. And then came the turning point, the moment that made her panic. I didn't accuse her, didn't yell. I simply asked one question. "Who is he?" Her face changed instantly. The easy confidence, the playful laughter, it vanished. Her eyes darted to the floor, then back to mine, wide and guilty. "W what?" she stammered, voice barely above a whisper. "You know what I mean. Who are you seeing?" Silence. Then a broken admission, words spilling out, shaky and raw. "I didn't mean for you to find out like this. I didn't." I listened, heartbreaking with each word. She confessed, not all at once, but in fragments of guilt, remorse, justification. She spoke of loneliness, misunderstandings, the moment she felt unseen, unappreciated, and how that had led her make choices she knew were wrong. I felt everything. Hurt, anger, disbelief, and a strange undercurrent of sorrow for the person I thought I knew. It wasn't black and white. It wasn't villain and victim. It was human, flawed, messy. And yet the betrayal was real. We spent hours talking that night, sitting across from each other in our dimly lit living room. I asked questions, some of them cruel in their precision, others gentle in their longing for truth. She answered, hesitated, cried, tried to justify. And I realized the weight of my own emotions, love, heartbreak, and the crushing disappointment of realizing that trust, once broken, cannot be easily repaired. Over the following weeks, the emotional fallout was suffocating. Every song, every place, every shared memory now carried a pang of betrayal. I couldn't decide whether to grieve for the love we had, the trust shattered, or the version of her I thought I knew. I felt myself oscillating between wanting her back, wanting answers, and wanting to disappear from the life I had painstakingly built with her. I started reclaiming pieces of myself. Small moments at first. Going for walks alone, reading books I had abandoned, talking to friends I had neglected. Each step reminded me of my worth, my ability to exist without her deceit dictating my life. When we finally faced each other again, it was different. No theatrics, no pranks, no envelopes with fake legal documents. Just two people confronting the wreckage of choices, actions, and emotions. She apologized, truly this time, not with words meant to soften the blow, but with recognition of the pain she caused. And I listened. I forgave, not for her, but for me. I forgave the situation, the betrayal, the years of confusion. Forgiveness wasn't a return to trust. It wasn't an erasure of what happened. It was acknowledgement that life moves forward, that my dignity, my self-respect, and my future didn't have to be dictated by her mistakes. The last time we spoke about it, I asked her simply, "Do you understand what you've done?" "Yes," she whispered, eyes downcast. "I do, and I'm sorry. I truly am." I nodded quietly, holding my own gaze steady. "Then we move on." I said, not to her, not for her, but for me. One way or another, we move on. Walking away wasn't easy. I felt the loss, the grief, the sting of betrayal. But there was also clarity, a strange liberation in knowing that the power to heal, to rebuild, and to reclaim my life was entirely in my hands. In the end, the envelope of fake divorce papers meant to provoke and shock became a turning point, not a breaking point. It forced me to confront truths I had ignored, to face deception without flinching, and to discover strength I didn't know I had. And though the memories of love now carry a bitter undertone, I can remember them without losing myself. I can walk forward with dignity, with awareness, and with the quiet knowledge that betrayal, however painful, cannot define me. Life after heartbreak is not about revenge or theatrics. It's about learning who you are when the people you love most fail you, and finding the courage to carry on whole, even when the foundation you built together is cracked.